There's nothing particularly unique about people being encouraged to eat more of the food they grow themselves, if not what's grown locally. But in the Solomon Islands, that push may help save lives. Islanders' diets have become overly dependent on heavily processed imported food at the expense of local fruit, vegetables and fish. And as Joanna McCarthy reports, the result is an epidemic of diabetes, chronic disease and malnourishment.
This is one of the most remote parts of Solomon Islands. At the northeast end of the archipelago, it's more than 250 kilometres from the capital, Honiara. Here, most people rely on subsistence farming to survive. But a rising population is putting more pressure on the arable land, and locals are turning to imported, processed foods. The result is a looming health crisis.
It goes back perhaps 30 or 40 years. They seem to have got hooked on our Western-style foods, which is a pity. Too much of those foods predispose to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, certain cancers. Were hardly measurable 40 years ago, some of those things, and now we're seeing plenty of them, even in fairly out-of-the-way areas like we are here.
Dr. Graham Lyons spent most of his life as a farmer in South Australia.
Thank you too much.
But he has a long-standing love affair with the Solomons.
When I left uni for the first time with an agriculture degree, I particularly wanted to work in, I thought it would be New Guinea, but there was an ad in the paper for a cattle development officer for the Solomons, the Eastern Solomons. So I was posted out here to Kira, which is a fairly isolated post, for 3 years, and that's hooked me for life. I was a farmer for many years, and towards the end of that phase I was looking for a new challenge, and I've always been interested in health and medical things and nutrition, so I started studying public health, and my main focus there was on nutrition and its role in preventing or reducing the risk of various major diseases.
Dr. Lyons is now a research fellow at Adelaide University. He's working on an aid program backed by the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research. Its aim is to improve food security in the Solomons.
A country like the Solomons, which has a bit of a shaky economy, I guess, should not be spending a lot of money importing foods which can be easily substituted in much better form by locally grown foods. And you've got any purple root one?
This one here.
Oh, okay. A sweet potato, whether it's white or yellow or purple or whatever, is a much better product than rice, and they can produce plenty of these root crops per hectare for next to nothing. Economically good sense to be doing this, as well as very healthy.
And yet it's these foods that are dominating the Solomons' diet. White rice, white flour and white sugar, and high-fat Western imports.
A lot of them seem to think that something that comes in a packet from Australia or maybe China is better because it's packaged and it's been processed, so it's a more prestigious sort of food than their local food that they can grow in the garden.
It's a perception Dr. Lyons is hoping to change here in this small village in Star Harbour. He's working with local farmer and former schoolmaster Francis Wahey. Francis runs his own community-based learning centre, training locals in farming methods as well as health and nutrition.
The world sees that this is very important, food security, and because of the population increase, the food shortage. And when we are not careful in how to manage the land, and also having concern in planting and keeping up with the number of varieties of food, then it's likely earlier we'll catch up on food shortage, hunger, and then, we'll go on poverty.
We're very pleased to be able to launch these posters. They've been 2 years in the making, and we've had a lot of local consultation. Some bananas from this island, from Makira, which is renowned for its banana diversity. Many of these have good levels of beta-carotene, so helps build up the vitamin A inside your body. Especially important for pregnant women and for small children. Helps fight off malaria. To help raise up people's pride in these local foods. They're much better than these ones you buy from inside the shops in packages. Vitamin A...
They don't know the value of it. And when Graham come and we talk about the value, the beta-carotene that it has that protects us from sickness, people now start eating it, even raw, ripe carrot. They're now accepting it, and now most of them are planting it.
This one, okay, I call them rabu.
And this could be the Pacific's own superfood.
Okay, this one, ask him take him go for you fala. Me for call him wariu.
Packed with vitamin A, the orange flesh sweet potato could be crucial in the fight against malaria.
Researchers say vitamin A deficiency is especially high among pregnant and nursing women, children and infants. But all it takes is just 100 grams a day of sweet potatoes to get all of your vitamin A needs.
Sweet potato produces more energy per hectare than any other root crop. In an area like this where land is short, the arable land, the population increase in here has been going on for a long time. It ends up putting pressure on the good arable land. It leads to disputes between groups when their gardens meet. And so the sweet potato will give them more production per unit area of land than any other crop.
And that means better use of the land and better health for the next generation of Solomon Islanders.
Diet and the general lifestyle approach is really the key to reducing the incidence and the prevalence of these diseases. Through just food which they can easily grow. It's just it's an easy thing to do. That's the beauty of it.